It doesn't matter if I've been gone for 5 minutes or 5 hours. Every time I walk through that door, Braun treats me like the king of the castle. No complaints, just loyalty. Until now. It seems as though one of my most loyal employees has been, and I quote, silently suffering. Effective immediately, the General's Workshop has been placed on positive probation. So today, we're fixing that. We're building a flip-down dog bed, a space-saving nap zone that folds up neatly when not in use, and I wanted this dog bed to be removable and washer-safe. So it's not only perfect for the shop, but the garage, the laundry room, the home office, the home, or really anywhere you want your dog to feel at home without tripping over a giant cushion all day long. So, you've ignored your paw-written complaint? Let's get to work. All right, you got a positive sign? He's already on it. I haven't even completed it. Buddy, what do you think? Oh, and then you went and got up. Look at you. Was it comfortable? Huh? Was it comfortable? What say you? Hey, give some love to the camera. Say hi, everyone. All right, guys, I'm getting excited about this because you all know that oftentimes we start these projects, we never truly know if they're gonna work or not. But I am starting to think that it's gonna work. He's following that mat around, and I am gonna be putting an extra fluffy blanket around it to kind of make it adapt to the side. So I think he's excited. So let's keep going and let's get this thing painted.
My BFF. DOG is my BFF. Clap your hands if you love your dog. Stomp your feet if you love your dog. Clap your hands, stomp your feet, say yahoo if you love your dog. Spin around if you love your dog.
All right, you guys, so at this point, I've actually got the framework, if you will, of the dog bed all finished. And so I went to the store the other day and I did pick up some other items. So what I'm going to be using is a magnetic door clamp just to keep it in that upright position, right? One piece actually meets to join with the other, under a magnet. So that way it can move into place and then easily pop out of place when I want to open it. I'm also going to be utilizing these, and this is just what they call a loop, and so this will actually fasten onto the dog bed, and it will be suspended with this chain link. This is already black and coated. You could pick that up for about 80 cents, if you will, at your local box store. And then of course a non-mortising door hinge that I'm going to be using, and there's two of them. Yeah. There's two of them here, and I'll be utilizing that to allow for that swing up and down mechanism. So with that being said, the next step is, I kind of feel like I got lucky. So the other day I was going through some of our stuff that we're going to be getting rid of, and I have these older lawn furniture cushions, and this actually works out almost perfect. Let me show you. So when I put this down, this fits almost perfect with the exception of this last little section. So I'm going to be cutting that off, and then I will be covering it in this Lord of the Rings Middle Earth blanket, because my dog deserves the best. And who better to guard over Mordor than this? So Braun's got some protecting of the kingdom to do and some rest. So let's go ahead and get started with the next part. So you can see here that this is the quick link that allows me to just put this over, thread over this, and it'll allow me to keep it somewhat adjustable, especially during the setup time. It'll make it easy. And then whatever I have as far as extra on the chain, I could just cut off. But I think this will kind of keep the same aesthetic look, even though the quick link is mildly larger, is just larger than the actual links themselves. So with that being said, let's get this installed. Now, one of the things that I had thought about is actually putting on some legs, removable legs that could go here and here, that I could just drop this down. And in fact, I'm still thinking I may end up doing that, but at the same token, I want to try this suspension, if you will. So that would just click up just like about that. Now okay. So as you guys can kind of see, we've got a similar spacing technique on kind of both sides, right? So it doesn't look out of shape. The black just kind of goes with the theme of the whole shop. And what I'm loving is about this is it just blends in. You won't even know that it's there, and it's a way for me to finally figure out how to give purpose to the ends of this. I know there's a lot of different opportunities, but I'm oftentimes sitting at my desk doing work, and Braun is often laying right here, or he's laying right here for whatever reason. I think he likes here because he can look and see all the squirrels that are tormenting both of us throughout the day. And of course, his primary role is to protect the kingdom. So this is the spot we went with. Let's go ahead and finish putting in all those screws. All right, you guys, I want to give you just a DIY, just a tip. One, when, like for instance, when I bought that TV, right? And then, or if you buy a mounting, a way to mount it to the wall, they always come with a variety of different spacers, right? So what I'm talking about, this is a 22 millimeter long. It is nothing more than a plastic hole that's going to allow me to give me that half inch distance. I could drive my screw through the center of it, and then I can have the actual mounting plate on the end of it, allowing me to, in a sense, take up that 1/2-inch gap. So again, save these things. They even come in these little bags that have 22 millimeter. It'll tell you everything about it. And for me, I save all these things. I save all of them. And so I have found that I use them all over the years. So for me, they've come in clutch, and I'd suggest that you save them too. With that being said, let's get it mounted. Here's what I've come up with, right? So this is the mounting bracket that's gonna mount on. Now, I can't see exactly where I am on the underside of this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna mount this, and I'm gonna take, it's a magnet, so I'm gonna take this black phosphate screw, I'm gonna center it right there, and when I go to close it, it'll push into the wood on the base structure, making a little bit of an indent. That is where I'm gonna then screw the one, this is that 22 millimeter plastic sleeve. Now, if you notice inside there, notice how these got all these little like spikes. That's so that this is centered inside this. This is nothing more than another black phosphate screw with that metal plate. And keep in mind that this metal plate does have a little bit of a taper to it to allow the screw to be flush, if you will, with this, okay? All right, you guys, so you can see where I've got it mounted right here in the center. Obviously that's going to go up, and that will go right up into the wall. I just need to mark where that's going to be. So I'm going to center this right there. And there it is. Okay. So I've got my spot. I can take that. Ooh, that was in there good. So now I could take this and add that, and it should be absolutely perfect. There we go. All right, you guys, so with this next part, I'm gonna actually just figure out where to put my D-rings up top. And I'm just using a marker along that outer edge. I'm simply gonna bring that and close that until I make contact with that back wall. And that's just gonna put a dot on it. That's gonna give me an indicator of where I want to put my D-rings, or what I'm just referring to as these. Okay, so let me show you this. This goes in through here. That will mount to the wall, and then this will be hanging, which is what my quick links, and then my chain will be connected to. Now, I thought about just doing an eye screw, right? But that relies on the strength of a single, if you will, screw, right, going in, whereas this one will have the strength of 2. And because I have a dog that is a little bit larger, I wanted that additional strength. If you've got a smaller dog, feel free, you know, I bet you anything you'd be able to get rid of this, and I bet you anything I'd probably be able to get away with this. But 2 things. 1, I wanted the strength, and 2, I like that this one's already coated black. So let's go ahead and get this installed. Add your chain. Then of course when you're done, just simply close the gap. And in a sense, we essentially got that. The next thing that I want to do is I want to make sure that this is level, not to my floor, because unfortunately my floor is everything but level. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab a level here. And then let's get that totally installed. And we are so close to being done. Now, you can kind of see. So again, at this point, it's got all the mechanisms. Those. So when it comes to putting a address on this cushion. What I'm gonna do is I actually have these little clothespins. Reminds me of out on the farm in Minnesota hanging our clothes after every load. But we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put those two together. I have lucked out so much, you guys, on this in the sense that like this is like perfectly coming together at just making the seam just perfect. So I'm not worried about this creating any bulk once it's laid down. Now, I'm gonna take these, I'm gonna fold that over, okay? Just like that, and keep that in. I'm gonna do the same over here. Now, one of the things I was thinking is I might even build this side up. Why? Because you guys are gonna laugh, but Braun likes a pillow. Yeah, okay, he's awesome. So I might actually leave this on the top end and kind of fluff it over so that he can use that like it's a pillow. So let's go ahead and get this installed. All right, guys, I kid you not, blessing time. I am editing the very video that you're about to watch, and look what's happening. Someone has discovered a dog bed, and I think he's liking it. Yeah, buddy.
D-O-G is my BFF. D-O-G is my BFF. Clap your hands if you love your dog. Stomp your feet if you love your dog.